Hey, thanks for hanging out with us on this Saturday. Let's keep your head up hockey and your Saturday pregame show with your host Jamie Young and Dylan Nose. And Dylan, where are you right now?
Man, I'm live on location here, bro. Just like the radio days. Hanging out at the Tim Hortons here in Kingston. Came down for a little tournament for my young lad, my 9-year-old. You know, those are always fun. Every hockey parent out there who's gone to a hockey tournament knows how much of a blast that is. Even though we've lost 2 games, got blown out the last game. Poor team's kind of like the Mighty Ducks before they got any good. So they're a little disappointed in the outcomes, but enjoying the swimming pool, the restaurants, the Boston pizza, and what a place to do the show from, the Tim Hortons here, the true Canadian classic restaurant.
Yeah, I think
with 2 Canadian
that's
teams
fitting.
going at it tonight.
I think it's definitely fitting with 2 teams, Canadian teams going on tonight, the Oilers and the Leafs. Well, we'll start the show off like normal with a massive shout out to Core 4. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for tuning into our Saturday night shows. And as well, thanks for tuning in on Tuesdays to our normal show. Big things to come with that show. And get excited for Tuesday night shows. It's X-rated. We have a lot of fun with it. You definitely have to tune in if you haven't tuned in yet. So let's get the show started. We have to do our shout out to the KK Poker. KKPoker.net is for your poker needs. If you're not in Ontario, it's a great site. A lot of Canadian satellites. Right now, actually, they're doing satellites for the WSOP event in Toronto. $30 buy-ins for $1,000 seats. Like, it's a really good website. So if you haven't checked it out yet, check it out. And a big shout out to Trevor Delaney for being our sponsor here. So let's get going with the team comparison for the Oilers, and we'll go back and forth here. Me and Dylan. Toronto life. I wasn't aware of this stat. We're 61, 46, 8-3 lifetime stat with the Oilers. So we've got the upper hand lifetime, but this year the Edmonton Oilers have had the upper hand on us. We played them in January 16th, and they beat us 4-2. And I remember it was a pretty good game, but the Oilers got it done. They got the win. Recently, let's just talk about recent stats here. The Oilers have kind of been on a little bit of a run. They're playing really well. They've got 4 wins out of their last 5 games. They beat Buffalo last game 8-3, and Buffalo's been heating up, Dylan. Montreal 3-2 in overtime. They lost to Colorado. Well, that's okay. It's Colorado 3-2 in overtime.
1 goal.
Yeah. And then Washington 7-2, and then Pittsburgh 4-0. So they're on a little bit of a run. Dylan, what do you think about this matchup tonight against the Oilers?
I love it when 2 juggernauts like this go at it. You know it's going to be a high-scoring game. You know you got to take the over. You know it's going to be fast-paced. Mind you, I think what the last game they played, it was 4-2. So what, six goals scored, but lots of posts, lots of chances, high-octane offense. It's one of those games that's going to come down to who's the better defensive team. And I think the Leafs can really expose the Oilers defense. They did it in the last game. Fortunately, they couldn't get it done. It's one of those games where they get the 2-goal lead, and then they go to sleep. They don't know what to do. It's like, oh, what do we do? 2-goal lead. Never have the lead, Leafs. Let's just let the Oilers get a couple and then come back. I don't know. I'm like, it's pretty embarrassing, but
I hear you.
Like,
well, Austin Matthews, 57 goals now, chasing 70. I think we're 10 games left of the season. It's getting pretty close. Connor McDavid's got 112 points this year, and I didn't think he was that high, but he really is having a year. And then Zach Hyman, oh my gosh, 48 goals in this year, and 13 power play goals, 241 shots on net. Like, I wish that the Leafs just never left go of this guy. Like, wow, what a presence on the ice, and what a great, second line kind of guy that get dirty. But he definitely is a player, and Hyman's been playing great. Nylander now 91 points, 38 goals, and 23 power play assists. And Matthews has got 15 power play goals. I'm throwing out that power play number because I really think that might be a big difference in this game. Whoever gets the most power play goals might just win the whole thing tonight.
Yeah, and you mentioned Zach Hyman, who is not just not just your everyday author. He's been writing his own book in the record books for his career, and it's good. It's good to see. He's one of those guys you always liked, who's on the Leafs, who wish we could have kept him, but obviously cap issues held us back from that. And boy, I hope he gets 50, but not tonight. He scored actually a beauty against the Leafs last game. Did you know, Jamie, that he actually has 6 goals called back? So that beauty against the Leafs was called back. That was one of the 6. So really, he should be over 50 right now if it wasn't for video replay, I guess.
That's impressive. That's impressive to potentially be over 50 goals for somebody like Hyman, and underpaid and underappreciated, I think. Obviously, the Oilers are appreciating them now and really see the value in them. But I think when it comes to time to re-signing, he's going to be making a pretty penny.
He's one of those guys, though, Jamie, that you're like, oh, well, he's playing on a really good team and he gets to go up against, the weaker defenders and whatever. But that's still part of the game. Like, there are guys on the Leafs that should be getting 30, 40 goals.
Oh, for sure.
Because they, a lot of the attention is on the guys, the Matthews and the Nylanders. So where's Bertuzzi? Where's the Domies getting their fair share of goals? And that's what Zach Hyman's doing over there. So
yeah,
the guy to watch tonight.
A little bit of stats for the Leafs last 5 games. Big win in Washington, 7-3. Lost to Philly, 4-3. Carolina in overtime. We talked about that on our Tuesday night show, where they destroyed a 2-goal lead and lost in overtime, or the shootout, 5-4. Beat Philly before that, 6-2, and Montreal 3-2. So 3 out of 5 games ain't bad, and they're playing good, tough hockey. I like how they're playing. Not in the lineup tonight. We've got Lyubushkin out. Estimated return is in a couple days. Mitch Marner out. They're saying estimated return is March 26th. So in a couple days, which is great.
Tuesday.
Yeah, and then Tyler Bertuzzi day-to-day. Bertuzzi day-to-day. And Reeves out day-to-day. I didn't hear about Reeves until I looked at it. I still don't know the reason as to why he's out. But Reeves won't be playing tonight. And Bertuzzi won't be in the lineup tonight. I thought that Bertuzzi's getting – his mix in. He's getting in there. He's a little bit more of a tough guy and getting in those corners, standing in front of the net. He's been more of an impact player than he has been since joining this team this year, and I love to see it.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting Yarncrook in that list too. He's
Absolutely.
out, and that's in a big important role for us. So 2 key guys down, and an opportunity for guys like Robertson. Guys even like Nyes, who his game has tapered off in the last 20 or so games. Like there was so much hype, so much expectation for him. So hopefully, I think it comes down to team management and what Keefe can do to put Nyes and maybe McCann back together on a line tonight. I haven't seen the lineup card. Have you seen it? Is it out yet?
Yeah, I absolutely have. We'll pull it up here and we'll go over the projected lineups tonight. And let me just scroll down here and get that in front of me. Just 1 second here. And a bunch of notes, obviously, for the game. So for the Leafs tonight, we'll go over them first. We've got, they said that, I looked this up yesterday. They said that Bertuzzi, Austin Matthews, and Max Domi were going to be playing together. So I'm going to be interested to see who's going to jump up on that front line. I bet you it'll probably be Nyes, is my guess. But then they have Nyes, John Tavares, and Nylander, Bobby McCann, Holmberg, and Robertson, and Dewar, Camp, and Gregor actually playing tonight. So interesting. And then Morgan Riley, Jake McCabe, Edmondson, and Liljegren, and Benoit and Timmins tonight. So should be interesting.
TJ Brody, the odd man out on the D-core.
He is another healthy scratch for Brody, and I don't know if he's going to be able to kind of fit himself back in to the squad. I think that we've been playing pretty good defensively, and kind of a couple breakdowns in every game, of course. But I like the lineup. I like the setup.
Yeah, as much as you hate to see a guy like Brody, who's been a warrior back there, who eats up minutes, he's got the best plus minus on the team, I think, which is surprising. I've seen him make some wicked passes out of the zone. He's a good first passer. I just don't know if he's slowed down. Is that what they're seeing in his game? Or at the end of the day, the Leafs and Keefe, they have a good problem. They have a good problem on defense, and they have a good problem in net. And we'll talk about the goaltending obviously shortly. But
with Murray showing up in practice, what a surprise!
I know.
That
Look
was.
at that. Look who showed up. He walks in. All the boys are like, "Oh,
what
are you doing here?"
Struts in, doing the McGregor walk.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh!
We'll see how long that lasts.
Hopefully, we'll go over the Oilers lineup real quick.
That just fell in Toronto this weekend.
Oh, I know. We'll go over the Oilers lineup real quick, and then we'll talk about the Buck Stoppers tonight. We got Kane, McDavid, and Hyman. What a line that's been recently. McLeod, Draisaitl, and Fogle. Nuge, Henrique, and Corey Perry. And what an impact Corey Perry's had to this squad since joining mid-season.
You knew that was going to happen.
Well, of course. Then Janmark, Carrick, and Brown. And then on defense, Ekholm and Bouchard, Nurse and Stetcher, and Kulak and Ceci. Ekholm and Bouchard, what a pairing they've been as well for this squad, and really a deadly defensive team on the power play and penalty kill. We'll talk about
the boost bombs. You got to watch out for the boost bombs tonight. Those are my good buddies, an Oilers fan in Brockville, because I'm staying in Brockville. Okay. While I'm in Kingston for the hockey tournament, so I'm going to boot back to his place. So we'll shout out to my buddy Rory, who's a big Oilers fan. So we'll be watching the game together, catching the late.
And make him throw this on. Make him watch this before the game. A little pregame show.
Right.
But Perry, impact that he's had. He's had 39 games this year, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points. So he's jumped in and really had a major impact with this squad. And, 4 lines deep, as our buddy J-Dog likes to say, right? You get those 4 lines rocking in a row, and anything really can happen. We'll talk about.
We got a history. We got a real big history with Corey Perry. Nobody likes that guy on the Leafs, right? Leafs Nation hate that guy.
It'll be rough. It'll be rough tonight for sure. So Ilya Samsonov.
I think that's the right call, though, not to have Reeves in the lineup. I think you need the speed. You don't need the fighting. But
they're not. The Oilers really are. They can get rough. They've got some rough players on their team, but they're not a rough and tough tumble type of team like Boston or Florida, right? So I think that we'll be okay without Reeves. I think it might be a good day to have him rest up, for the playoffs. And he's going to need his legs, and not a bad thing. And we do need the speed. You're right. So Samsonov playing tonight, 33rd game or 34th game of the year for him. He's got 18 wins, 6 losses, 7 overtime losses, 98 goals against. He's 3.12 goal against average and a 888 save percentage right now with 2 shutouts. He's played well recently. He really has. He's put up some great numbers, and I got to apologize to the guy. I was all over him, but the standard is large in Toronto when it comes to goaltending, and we need a goaltender to back us up. But I don't think so much now. With the defensive core that we've got, I think that we just need a player that's going to be there and play his position and make those saves when he has to, but not so much as like the beginning of the year or last year. I think that we've got a better core in front of us for Samsonov to play in front of.
Yeah, the spotlight is definitely going to be on Samsonov tonight because he didn't play against the Oilers in the last game. It was Jones. Yeah. So this is a chance for Sammy to play against one of the top teams in the league and to handle the nerves and make the saves and not let in any. He can't afford to let in a bad goal. I think Jones let in a bad one, or one went off McCabe's ass last game or something stupid like that. So, it was one of those fluky ones, but no, Sammy's got to stand up tonight and make sure that he battles. And he's going up against a goalie that's beatable again with Skinner. Yeah. I think we've got the edge in goaltending, and now's the chance for Sammy, because Sammy, well, now we've got Murray coming back to the lineup, so we've got a 4-headed monster here in Toronto, which we've never had that problem before. And so the goaltending, the fight for the crease is on, and Sammy's going to be under a lot of scrutiny tonight to keep the net and be our number 1 guy.
Yeah, well, number 1 guy for Edmonton for sure is Stuart Skinner. He's got this will be his 51st start this year. 31 wins, 13 losses, 4 in overtime. He's got 124 goals against, a 2.58 goal against average and a save percentage of 908, and with 2 shutouts this year. So he's playing fantastic. He's playing really good. He's definitely their number one guy running in the playoffs. Just hope for Oiler fans that he can stay healthy, because he has really been their anchor and made some really key saves for him down the road. The guy plays amazing in net. So really happy to see him kind of shine for these guys. I'm a Canadian hockey fan. I love to see the Canadian hockey teams do well. And I definitely will be cheering in the West for the Oilers to advance past the first round this year. And I hope that they do it. I really do. Because it's going to be a crazy playoff chase here now. We're going to switch the conversation over to that a little bit. We've got some tight races for playoffs. We've got Vancouver, Edmonton, Los Angeles, and Vegas in the 4 spots right now. And Calgary and Seattle kind of chasing that. And nobody's really got a chance in that division at all. But the Atlantic division, Boston, Florida, Toronto, and Tampa, kind of got those 4 spots. So it's going to be interesting. 10 more games left. These teams have got to play their best hockey, because, one loss, it could really mean, the home ice advantage or not. Not for Boston and Florida, though. I think that they've kind of locked that up. But Toronto and Tampa are kind of battling back and forth a little bit here to see who's going to play Boston and Florida. So for Toronto, to get a win here tonight, it means a lot. I think that we want to play a team like Florida rather than Boston, but I could take either one. Both are good. What are your thoughts about the playoff race? And, who would you want to see the Leafs play?
I was keeping an eye on that game that's on right now with Philly versus Boston, because Philly obviously needs the wins, and they're hanging in there without their captain, with all that's going on with John Tortorella and all that nonsense. It's pretty crazy, and I don't see Philly getting in there, but they are hanging tough against Boston today. And Washington came out and were battled hard against Carolina last night to hang on to their position. So yeah, so that division is actually like up for grabs.
It really is. It really is, because Tampa, Detroit, and Washington are all pretty tight, 82 points, 78 and 77. So it's really tight there. And then the wild card for the Central Division, the Western Division, Nashville and Vegas really are the teams that are battling for it. 86 and 81 points. Nashville is on a heater right now, and I think they'll probably get in. But St. Louis, Minnesota, right behind them as well. 77 points for St. Louis and 76 for Minnesota. So Buffalo, if they can keep winning, 71 points. They're a little bit behind, but I'm going to cheer them on. I really like that squad.
Yeah, we talked about Toronto having success if they had home ice advantage, but I think their road record is just, I feel like they play a little bit better on the road.
Agreed.
And I feel like Florida would be a good first round matchup, a better one than Boston, especially if they don't have home ice advantage. They seem to play well down in Florida. There's a lot of expats down there, a lot of Leaf fans packing the building. Maybe there's just not as much hovering over them in a building like that, although they did get pumped by Florida in the playoffs last year. So there is a little bit of skeletons in the closet for Leafs, this Leafs team, Leafs fans, but we'll see. What
do they say? Payback's a bitch. Yeah, no, I can't wait. Let's bring it on.
They don't have Radko Gudas this time, so.
Yeah, Gudas is gone.
It's a different team in Florida. It's a little bit different team, honestly.
So I like how they look. They still got that Sam Bennett guy, though, and I can't wait Reeves to take his head off. And that'll happen guaranteed in the playoffs. So ding, ding, ding. Bring on that matchup. It's going to be a good one. But, yeah, excited for the playoffs. What did I say? It's the most wonderful time of the year. It really is.
That's why it's snowing right now, because playoffs is coming. It's like our spring. Yeah, it's great. You got
the playoff lights out.
Ice cap, my first ice cap of the year. Playoff hockey's around the corner. Get the lawn chairs out. I can't wait. It's going to be amazing.
And absolutely, get those flags outside and start hanging those Leaf flags out. Get them waving and get your neighbors pissed off or excited, one or the other, because playoffs are coming and we got to get excited for it. Let's talk about
get the ones on the car, Jamie.
Oh yeah, you got to have the
Flying
flyers on the
around.
car. Yeah, yeah. Man, I saw the coolest car the other day. It wasn't a Leaf car, but it was a Sabres car here in New Brunswick.
Oh yeah,
All decked out. It was pretty cool. Had stickers all over it. Had the paint job done. It said "Go Sabres, go!" and it had the black logos, not the old school logos, but like the
Yeah.
black Buffalo logo that everybody likes. Had those logos on it. So I thought it was a pretty cool ride. But I got a picture, so I'll send it to you. But
Yeah,
we talked about projection
Speaking
lineup.
of sharing stuff, did you see that video I sent? Was that after the Carolina game? If anybody out there saw this video of the guy and he's in the back where the players get off the ice, so he must have been on the VIP.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's one of the funniest videos that we'll post it on the.
And he said, "You blew that 2-goal lead. You blew that 2-goal lead."
Oh, and I think everyone around him is just trying to shut him up. He probably was
just heckling, just heckling
in the VIP section. He's not going to be allowed back there again, that's for sure. But we'll get him on this show if we can ever track him down.
Oh, wouldn't that be fantastic to get him on?
And people are like criticizing him and yelling at him. It's like, come on,
he's a Leaf fan. It's normal to criticize this team. Come on.
Yeah.
But
although, you know what? I do want to talk about that, like, because we talked about that off air about that game and how they blew the game. But, like, realistically, yeah, they did give up 2 goals in the last 2 minutes. But one goes off a skate and in the net, and then they hit 2 posts early on, So, it's just one of those games. There's got to be some kind of combination of all that skill and a little bit of luck to get us through the playoffs, and at least, second round, maybe third round I'd be happy with third round, obviously. But we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We got to get through these next 10 first, I guess.
So big matchup tonight. Get excited for it. We've got Auston Matthews going toe-to-toe against the man, the myth, the legend out west, Connor McCrazy McDavid. And, it should be good. McNasty as well. Yeah, this guy can really light up a rink and really destroy and take over a hockey game if he wants to. So can Austin as well. But I
Morgan
think
Riley's having nightmares about this guy.
But of all the rivalries, seriously, in the NHL, player-wise, I think for scorers, this is the biggest rivalry. I don't think that they like each other. And it's really apparent that they want to beat each other, these guys. And I like it. There's got to be a rivalry with scorers. And I think that these two both have it. It's really fun to watch. I think that the last game they played was really electric. Even last season when they played was really good. So should be a great game.
The best player versus the best Canadian player. Yeah. Wait till these guys face off in the international sphere.
Can't wait. Next year it's going to happen, right?
We're going to be cheering for McDavid and not Matthews. So we're going to be switching our allegiances for that one. It's funny, when you talk, like, Matthews isn't even in the MVP conversation right now. It's McDavid, Kucherov, and who's the other guy? But it's funny, you've got a Canadian guy and a Russian guy. It's all different nationalities in the MVP conversation. Who's the other guy in the MVP? I can't think of it off the top.
Yeah, I can't think of either. He named all the ones off the top of my head. But for the Hart, I think there's just no question that it's going to be Matthews, and I don't think anybody can take that away from him. He's going to get, I'd say, at least another 5 goals, if not
McKinnon.
13.
McKinnon, that's who's the other.
Yeah, McKinnon's right. That's right. McKinnon deservingly should get MVP is who I think, actually. Thanks for not forgetting his name because, he's had one heck of a year. That's for sure. Well, let's talk about keys to success.
Points. He's over 100 points. McDavid's over 100. The amount of guys over 100 points already.
There's insane. A lot. There really is a lot. It's we've got for skating leaders, Kucherov 122 points, McKinnon with 119, McDavid with 112, Pastrnak with 99, and Panarin with 97. So we've got 3 guys with 10 games left that are already over 100 points, and they all are going to be over 120 guaranteed. And I would say maybe Kucherov be 130, 135 potentially.
Got, point a game, 2 points a game.
Yeah, well, McKinnon's just chased him. He's only 3 points behind, right? So who can get to 130 first and who can maintain that will win the MVP of the year. But really, it doesn't matter. Everybody's going for the Stanley Cup, and everybody wants to win the Stanley Cup. That's why, there's no I in team. And, yeah, the awards are great, but definitely want to win the Stanley Cup. That's for sure. That's the main trophy that everybody wants to win. But, yeah, keys to success. I got to bring it back to, again, the power play and penalty kill. Stay out of the box. If you want to win this hockey game, don't take stupid penalties, Leafs. We've done like bench minors a couple times too that have really hurt us during the year. Hope that we can avoid those. But when we're on the power play, put the puck in the back of the net. We're 5th overall in power play for the whole league. So I hope that we shine on the power play tonight and get a couple key ones tonight. Should be good. That's my key to success. What do you think would be one good key to success tonight?
There's a bunch of things. I think Keefe's got the advantage with the last change now that we're at home versus last game. So second period's got to be big for the Leafs. Exposing their D. The Oilers' D can be porous at times. They can get running around, and the Leafs can cycle that puck well and just get pucks on net. Get a dirty one. I want to see, here's another huge opportunity for Domi to play with Matthews again. And man, what a he slid right in there. Got 4 assists the other night. Man. Good for us. I'm telling you, this team overall, it's just even the rate from the goaltending, defenseman. We have Giordano on the shelf. We have TJ. We have a good problem. You can't blame Treliving if the Leafs get blown out in the first round, because it's going to come down to personnel on the ice and who wants it more, because there's so many pieces to move in and out, and that's the key for this team, is to have the right personnel. And my point there is that Keefe's got to put the right guys on the ice. He's got the last change. He's got to match up guys well, and it's going to come down to coaching. When you have two teams that are so equally matched, that the advantage is going to come from the coaching. And obviously, like you said, the power plays can make a huge difference tonight.
And don't get pinned down tonight in our own end. I think is a really good. Like the Oilers love to move the puck around. They move it around really well. Big cross crease team that loves to pass the puck across cross crease. Try it, as soon as you get that puck off the glass, out of the zone. Don't fuck around with it. Get it out as soon as possible.
I know it's the giveaways and the stupid plays like Nylander can't be dipsy doodling on the blue line. You might be able to get away with that with the bottom feeder team and not the non-playoff team, but you have to be on your game against this team, because they'll steal the puck and they'll be up the ice in a hurry. And as good as our D-core is, we don't have a lot of speed back there overall. We got size, we got toughness. I like it. Big shots, big blockers, move guys out of the net. But if we get caught chasing Zach Hyman's and the Dreisaitl's and the McDavid's up the ice, we're in trouble.
We're going to be in trouble for sure. All right. New part of the show tonight is betting odds. We'll talk about that tonight. Edmonton does have a slight advantage with the betting odds. Money line is at -135. Toronto's 115. But the spread, 1.5 goals for Edmonton and a +1.5 for Toronto. So we'll see there. But if you're a betting man, there's your odds for tonight.
What's over under? 5.5?
The over-under is 6.5. So the over is 6.5, the under 6.5. So, we'll see. I'd probably go over on that.
4-3? You think a 4-3?
4-3, 5-3 finish. I'm
could
really
easily
going
be 4-3. Right?
I'm going to call the Leafs 5-3. So take it over and take the Leafs. And
5-3 with an empty netter.
And another one I really like to do too is the anytime goal scorer. I don't have the stats here, but anytime goal scorer. Matthews and McDavid are going to score tonight, both of them. So if you can do that, Matthews, McDavid both scoring with Toronto winning and it being an over, there's your ticket right there.
You mix a little parlay for $5, $10, and you're $200 in your pocket.
Oh, absolutely. So it makes it a little bit more fun. So if you're a betting man, I say put your money right on that one tonight. The number one matchup tonight is going to be this one. Everybody's going to have their eyes on it. Get excited. Go Leafs, go, and get
Let's
pumped
go.
up. Well, it's been an absolute pleasure. We're right at 30 minutes, so we'll let you go. Do me one favor. If you got to the end of the show, you liked it, smash that like button, share the show on your social media, and tell a friend, and make sure that you subscribe to our channel. Also, we've got a Facebook group out there, Keep Your Head Up Hockey. Join that for all hockey news, as well as, just an update on when our shows are going to be. And again, a massive thank you again to Core 4. You guys are the best. Thanks so much for tuning in, and thanks for watching. Keep your head up as always. We'll see you on the ice. Get that stick ready. Grab it up. Get your beers ready. Get the boys ready. We got a hockey game tonight, folks. Bill and Jose from Tim Hortons and Jamie from Petitcodiac, New Brunswick, signing off. And a shout out, one more shout out. I hope that your boys have fun at the hockey tournament, brother. Take care.
What a blast. Go Leafs, go.
We'll see you Tuesday for our normal show. Go Leafs, go. Keep your head up. Take care.